In the first part of our RapidOSS and Netcool screencast, we've installed RapidOSS and configured the Netcool integration. In the second part, we'll go through the functionality provided by RapidOSS out of the box. I'll log in as a user. RapidOSS UI is organized in tabs, and when using with Netcool out of the box we have 4 tabs. And tabs can be added or removed by configuration. Netcool Events tab is the default tab. Events tab is similar to traditional event consoles where events are displayed as rows in a grid. It is an interactive bidirectional user interface that provides full functionality as the native event consoles. However, it is important to note that this is a native web application and not a Java applet running inside a web browser disguised as a web application. The UI is designed from ground up to work with large number of events and over the web. Rather than replicating all the events from server to the client, it only brings the events the user is looking at, and as the user navigates through the user interface, additional events are brought from the server in the background. This approach allows the UI to scale nicely and work with tens of thousands of events without performance issues. The events grid is dynamic and get updated seamlessly in the background. No manual page refresh is necessary. By default, the event severity is indicated by an image on the left of each row, rather than the entire row as it is in Netcool. However, UI can also be configured to work like traditional event consoles where the entire row is colored to indicate the severity. Users can execute in-context actions from the menu. Typical event management actions such as acknowledge, take ownership, express, escalate are provided out of the box, and others can be added like it is in Netcool. Note that if the actions modify an event, these actions are reflected on the Netcool server itself automatically. When an event is acknowledged from the RapidOSS UI, it is acknowledged on the Netcool server, etc. RapidOSS has support for views similar to views in Netcool Event Console. Users can create different views to specify which event fields to show in the grid, and use different views to look at different type of events, etc. In RapidOSS, events are not stored in a relational database. Instead, RapidOSS indexes the data like a search engine would. As a result, users can filter events using Google-type searches rather than SQL queries. For example, I can search for all the link events by simply typing link as my keyword. Or I can type my username test1user to see events assigned to me. Notice that now I see the events that have test1user in any field, including summary. To see only the events where the owner is set to test1user, I can specify the field name owner as part of the query. Query language is powerful. It allows users to use simple keyword searches, but also has support for more complex queries and or operatives, etc. Back button works as you would expect in a web application, so I can return to a previous query by clicking on the back button. In addition, users can save queries that might be useful for them to be used again later. Note that users can assign views to queries. When the user clicks on a filter, events are automatically displayed with the associated view. In addition to the user-created queries, admins also can create default queries for users, such as the ones you see on the left. Event Search tab presents event information as name-value pairs rather than a grid to enable users to create queries by point and click rather than typing them manually. Users can click on field values to create the query. For example, to see events that are not acknowledged or owned by anybody, I can click on Acknowledge field value No. Notice that the query is updated accordingly. Next, I can click on Nobody as the owner. Space is equivalent to an AND operator. To make it OR, I can type in the OR between the keywords. Each field also has a drop-down menu that can be used to sort the results or further refine the query. If the field has a numeric value, additional options to refine the query such as greater than, less than, etc. are also provided. Save queries are shared between the Events tab and the Event Search tab. Hence, queries created in this tab are available in the Events tab as well. So the users can create queries by point and click in Event Search tab and reuse them in the Events tab later on.